Well, hello. We are going to do our next math lesson, which is the measurement unit, measurement 8-15, changing units of area and volume. This is found on page 160 of your Jump Math workbook. So let's get started. Let's take a look at question 1. Question 1 says, use the picture to fill in the blanks. And what they're asking us to do is to simply convert from units, 1 centimeter, to how many millimeters. And they've actually got a diagram right here for us to look at. So I can see that 1 millimeter is this tiny little section right here, and 1 centimeter is the full length of the little bar. In 1 centimeter, if I count each one, I will see that there are 10 millimeters. The conversion between centimeters to millimeters is 1 to 10. Now let's take a look at the next question here. We've got a square now. This is a square here, and it's 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. How many millimeters make up this 1 centimeter squared grid? Well, each one of these is a millimeter here. And there are 10 going this direction and 10 going this direction. And I know that as an array, I can find out the total number if I multiply the length times the width, 10 times 10. So 10 times 10 is 100 millimeters squared. Now let's take a look at a shape that's got volume. We've got C, which is a cube or rectangular prism. And it is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter cubed equals how many millimeters? Well, we remember our formula for volume equals length times width times height. So let's go with 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. 10 to the power of 3, 10 cubed. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So in 1 centimeter cubed, there's 1,000 millimeters cubed. Let's take a look at the next question now. I'm just going to scroll down, if I can. There we go. Take a look at question D with me. Question D, they've given us the total dimension is 1 meter squared, and they want to know how many centimeters will make up this square here. Now, this is just a two-dimensional shape, and in each meter, we know there is 100 centimeters. So there's 100 centimeters this way and 100 centimeters this way. So 1 meter squared equals 100 times 100 centimeters squared. Well, 100 times 100 is 1 with 4 zeros after it, which is 10,000 centimeters squared. That's how many centimeters are in a single meter squared. Let's take a look now at E. Now we have 1 meter cubed. 1 meter cubed is 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. Again, volume is length times width times height. So we've got 100 times 100 times 100. 100 to the power of 3. So 100 times 100 was 10,000, and we're going to multiply that. So we've got 1 and 6 zeros after it. So in 1 meter squared, we have 1 million centimeters cubed. Let's take a look at a kilometer now. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So I want you to do this question here with this conversion. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, and find out how many meters cubed are in 1 kilometer cubed. I'll let you do that one on your own. Let's go down to question 2. Question 2 says, change the following units. 15,000 centimeters squared to meters squared. Well, the new units are 100 squared times bigger. So I need 10,000 times fewer units. So I divide by 10,000. 15,000 centimeters squared equals 1.5 meters squared. So I'm actually working in reverse of what I was doing before. Now, again, we're going from centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed. Now, remember, when I'm doing centimeters cubed here, they are 10 cubed times, I'm going from small to big. So they're 10 cubed times smaller. And the reason it's smaller is because millimeters are smaller than centimeters. Okay, and the reason it's 10 cubed is because we've got centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed. And the difference between centimeters to millimeters is 10. Okay, so I'm going to need 10 to the power of 3, or 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000 times more units. So I multiply by 1,000. 460 times 1,000 will give me 460,000 millimeters cubed. Now I'm putting the commas in there just so you can see on this little screen where my hundreds and where my thousands are. That allows me to read the numbers very quickly. What I'd like you to do is, in your math coil bound notebook, I'd like you to try these conversions here: C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. So those ones will give you conversions between units, smaller to larger or larger to smaller. We'll do one more together, and I'll just do it in the margin here. We'll do this one here. If I'm going from 15,000 meters to kilometers squared, now remember, there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer, and it's squared, so it's 1,000 squared, 1,000 times 1,000. Okay, and so I'm going to go from a smaller to a larger unit. So I'm going for fewer units. So I'm going to divide by 1,000,000, which is 1,000 times 1,000. Okay, so taking a look at this one, 15,000 meters squared to kilometers squared will be 15,000 divided by 1,000,000. And I'm going to end up with a decimal on this one here. Just work it out with my calculator. I should be able to do this in my head. But take a look at this one. Okay, and I get 0.015 kilometers squared, because I've converted from meters squared to kilometers squared, and that's my answer. I'm going to upload answers for question 2 as well. Please do the work before you check your answers. Go over and check your answers, make sure you're doing it right. Let's take a look at question 3 now. We're looking here. Don says a regular prism with a length 4 meters, width 80 centimeters, and height 50 centimeters has a volume of 16,000 centimeters squared. What mistake did he make? Well, I don't really know, so we're going to have to find out what the volume is in centimeters squared. Now, I'm looking at this here, and I see that's in meters. So I'm going to have to convert that to centimeters first. 4 meters is 400 centimeters. Now I know that volume equals length times width times height. So I've got 400 times 80 times 50. Okay, I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to multiply 400 times 80 times 50. And I get 1,600,000 centimeters squared. Sorry, cubed. Centimeters cubed. Taking a look at his answer, I can see that his answer is out by 100, a factor of 100. So I'm guessing what he forgot to do is he forgot to convert from meters to centimeters before he found his volume. Okay, remember, if we're finding it in centimeters cubed, all of the measurements have to be in centimeters. Okay, and that's question 3. I'd like you to try 4 and 6. We're going to skip over 5. Okay, so we'll do 4 and 6. And again, I will upload the answers so that you've got a key to check your answers against, and we'll go from there. Okay, and that's it for this lesson here.